Where are you guys from? England. Do we have Chris Farley in England? Do you know who he is? No, you don't. He's just a fat guy, all right? It's a joke. Glad I could explain it. Further my confidence. It's great. It's do you guys have YouTube in England, right? You don't have Chris Farley. It's so weird to me. Can't explain it. Now, I was like you do. I always go like before I go to bed. I always go on YouTube, check out some videos. Yeah. And I was watching some video. This was trending like a few weeks ago. A video of an airplane landing at the airport in like a bad weather. It was like a bunch of wind. The plane was having trouble, and the dude shooting the thing was like, the pilot is amazing. And then it landed. I was like, all right. And it just went. This went through the algorithm on YouTube. When I went back on YouTube, as a recommended video, it popped up top 10 black box recordings. Like, holy shit. Do you guys know what a black box recording? Do you have a black box recording in England? You do? That's horrible. Now, for those who don't know what a black box recording is, it's a recording of pilots talking to each other as the plane is crashing down. And then by the end of the thing, everybody dies. You can just look at this on YouTube. It's like, you can look at like a cute kid video, or like learn how to make a pie, or just like listen to the sound of death. Like, what the fuck you do? What's going on? Has anybody here listened to a black box recording? Yeah, yeah. So you know, like the creepiest thing about it is like the pilots, they keep their cool the whole time. Like the plane is crashing down like really like 30,000 feet per second or something. I don't know. It's crashing down really hard. And the whole time the pilots are just going, yeah, we're gonna check up the backup accelerator on the left wing, and the left wing is gone. We're gonna blah 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 blah. More pilot talk, and then by the end of it, silence. I'm like, fuck. I got 9 more left. Jesus Christ, YouTube. I started thinking like how brave, because they know they're gonna die, but they keep their cool there. Like how brave of them. Then I also thought, they know they're being recorded. I guess they just don't want to sound like a bitch on YouTube. Yeah, we're gonna shut the fuck up, Steve. Stop weeping. Horrible. Do we have any pilots in the room? We never do. We never do. It's weird. They don't like comedy, so I don't like them. I don't like pilots. I look in the airport when I'm like waiting for my plane. Sitting there, see the pilot. They're always like dressed to the nines, like a bunch of medals on, and a hat. They have like a hat with like a golden eagle on it. Like, you don't need a hat to fly a plane. It's just for us because we're afraid of flying. So that dude controlling the thing has to look presentable, like with medals and like, I know what I'm doing. If he was wearing sweatpants and he just walked by like, that's a pilot? Is that a mustard stain on his shirt? Denise, get the kids. We're not going to Tenerife. It's horrible. Cab drivers, like there's the same thing with cab. I heard this at a bar, so it's probably true. Cab drivers in the 30s used to like be like pilots. They used to wear like suits with medals and a hat with like a golden wheel on it. I don't know, but like something. They used to wear like, I have a license to operate an automobile. Get in, madam. Auga! And then people started driving cars around. So like 80% of us have like driver's licenses. So like the hats looked stupid all of a sudden. Like, you don't need a hat to drive a car. So I guess what I'm saying is, if 80% of us got pilot licenses, the hats would look stupid. Right? Round of applause if you want a pilot license. All right. No, we could actually like make a game out of it. Like show up at the airport, see the plane, shotgun. Go run up to the cockpit. Some fucking geek sitting there with like a hat and a medal. I guess you're my co-pilot. Like, yeah, sure. What is this, Halloween, you little bitch? Puff. Move over. Take this hunk of junk to the Galapagos. But we're going to Oslo. I don't give a fuck. I'm a motherfucking pilot. So I don't like hats. Where are you guys from? What? All right. Mexico. You don't, all right. I was going to say you don't look Mexican, but I don't know. I don't know. All right, I don't, okay. How is all right. I wasn't like picturing her like with a sombrero or one of the things. But are you guys enjoying it? I don't know why I'm saying you guys, but like you're alone. Where did it disappear? Where? Right. I don't know where I'm going with this. This is weird for me. How are you guys doing, England? Okay. That's great. Have you ever been to Mexico? No. I like your churros. You're laughing, but you know. I don't know. This is gonna sound weird, but like for the first time, hey, you two from Mexico? Yeah, this is you. You're not Mexican. You're Welsh. What the fuck is going on here? It's a comedian. You never told me you were Mexican. I obviously judge Mexicans. I don't know what I'm doing. This is getting weird. Hugh is Mexican now. I like churros still. I don't know. It's gonna sound weird. Not weird than Hugh being Mexican, but it's gonna sound pretty weird. For the first time in years, probably since like 2012 or 11 or something, I don't know. I went to the bathroom without my phone. It was an accident. Like I was charging my phone, then I sat down in the bathroom doing my business. And I realized, oh no. Fuck. This is gonna be so boring. I'm gonna have nothing to do now. So just out of boredom, I started counting the tiles on the floor. I was like using my brain for the first time in years too, so it was super easy. Just 6 tiles, 6 tiles, 36 tiles. Felt like Rain Man all of a sudden, like, yeah. Figured that one out in 5 minutes. Then I started thinking about my childhood. It wasn't pretty. I don't know why, but I started thinking back on my 2nd grade teacher and how mean she was. Just realized in the bathroom, like, she used to be super mean to us. She used to, like, take joy out of kids being stupid. It was like a not good character trait for a 2nd grade teacher to have, I think. I remember this one time in 2nd grade, there were like 2. I grew up in a small town up north. It's like 5 hours away. So when you're in 2nd grade, you're 7, and you visit Reykjavik, it was like a big deal. You didn't do it often. And when you visited Reykjavik, you were like, I'm in the big city. Then you used to go back home and brag about being in Reykjavik. So there's one time in 2nd grade, there were 2 kids fighting over who had been to Reykjavik more often. This one kid goes, I go to Reykjavik 2 times a year. And then this kid, Esther, just blurts out, I've been to Reykjavik 1,000,000 times. And the teacher, without missing a beat, just goes, really, Esther? 1,000,000 times? She didn't even break eye contact as she was picking the chalk for the chalkboard. How old are you? And Esther knew she fucked up too. Like, oh, shit. I'm 7? You're 7 years old. That's 7 times 365, Esther. You've been alive for 2,555 days. Which means, if you go to Reykjavik 2 times a day, every day of your life, you've been there roughly 5,000 times. You would actually have to go to Reykjavik 400 times a day. Every day of your life. Just who had been there a million times. Hey, look at me. The math doesn't check out, Esther. And we were 7. We were 7 years old, so we were thinking like, the teacher seems kind of nuts. No, we're all thinking, Esther's a fucking idiot. Let's all bully her for years. No, we didn't. We actually never saw Esther much after that. Kind of disappeared. Moved to Mexico, I think. No, I met Esther is real. I met her like a few months ago, and she just recently moved into town. Not Reykjavik, she moved to Kópavogur. It was like right next to Reykjavik. And she told me that every day she jogs down to the sign where it says like, "Welcome to Reykjavik," and she just that bitch. She'll regret the day. So she's doing great. Are you guys ready to get the show on the road? Yes. You guys are going to love the first comedian. He's a good friend of mine. Please give it up for the very hilarious Mr. Aaron Sarabi.
Keep it going for your host. Let's hear it. Yeah. What a room. What a crowd. This is one diverse audience. I'm loving this. A lot of different shades of white. Yeah. And you guys represent. I see you guys smiling. It's about all I see, to be honest. But gotta represent. We're in Iceland, whitest country in the world. I'm not Icelandic, as you can probably tell by my face. I'm actually Persian, which is just something people from Iran say to confuse dumb white people. Oh, you're from Persia? Oh my God, Becky, get out here. It's all right. He's from Persia. Woo-hoo. We thought you're from Iran. Oh my God, Persia. Prince of Persia. I know that film. Great story. Persian rugs, Persian cats. A lot of history. Nice to meet you, Muhammad. My God. So I grew up in America in an immigrant family, which means I can speak 2 languages, which like the only use for that in America is so you can talk shit right to people's face without them realizing it, right? Which my mom loves to do, but she'll mix up the sentence so people still know what she's talking about. Like one time we're on the train and these kind of smelly people walked up next to us. She's like, "Tu snadam, ina miani cheesy migan, dirty Mexicans." It's the most important part of the sentence, Mom. We're gonna die. And I apologize. That wasn't planned. You can blame him. I'm from New York City. We got Americans in here? All right. Don't be afraid. They'll just kill you after the show. You've got an hour to enjoy it. I'm from New York City, moved to Iceland, not my greatest move. From New York City. Greatest city in the world. Don't answer that. It's also the most confusing city in the world, New York City. Right? New York City has 2 slogans. Never forget and forget about it. What are we supposed to do? The host asked me if I had the Twin Towers on my shirt, so that's a great way to start a show. It's actually Roman numeral 2, but I'm burning this one. Right, I should protest. You guys American? It's all right, it's all right. We're safe out here. Half of Iceland is in North America, so you might be on the wrong side, though. I'm not sure geography. I'm also Jewish, I know. Iranian Jew. A lot of inner turmoil. Emphasis on oil. What do you want me to say? We're killing it. We're killing the game. Am I going to deny it? What did you... Iranian Jew. Thanks for the confirmation. Do you work for 23andMe? Just like confirming my ethnicity? Don't answer that. The other heckler's pointing at him. He's like, see, I knew it. Good warning. Yeah, Iceland's not a very Jewish country, right? I'm sure you guys have noticed. Like, the Jewish population of Iceland is 0.02%. Is that even a whole Jew? Are we just collecting foreskin like one day? We'll have a whole Jew. Just need more for the nose. We're so close. It's like a snowman of baby dick skin. I like to get into the muddy waters early. I know I'm first on the show. I'll get the fuck out of here real quick. You guys will be back on WoW in 3 days. You'll never see me again. But Arnór might hear your pilot on that black box. I've just ruined someone's night. Yeah, I moved here to be with my wife. She's Icelandic. There's only 2 reasons to move to Iceland, right? If you're in love, or if you're Polish. Are you Polish? No, that's right. Just offended by everything now. I got you. How much have you drank, sir? A lot. Are you in Ravenclaw? Nice, I guess more people should see your scarf for that one. It's a Harry Potter reference. All right, moving on. Mexico. This guy's just staring at the ceiling. Staring at the time, just waiting for me to get off. All right. That feels great. 5 more minutes. Oh, my God. You guys are on a date? Well, apparently not, because she didn't say anything. This is not a date? You just live together. All right, yeah. So you're together for a while. There's no dates anymore. Just waiting for it to end. I know. I'm married. I know how it is. It's not easy being in a relationship, right? Come on. This was a softball for you. Good answer. Somebody's getting a blowjob tonight. I got you. That's what I do. I'm here to help people and make fun of Polish people. Yeah, I'm married. I know. It's not easy. I moved to Iceland. I moved into my father-in-law's house. Yeah. Moved into my father-in-law's home with my wife. We share a bedroom wall with my father-in-law. As a moving-in present, he bought us a headboard. That's a father-in-law move right there. That's a checkmate move. He's like, you're not paying rent. But you're not fucking my daughter either. Get in here. Welcome to the family. So I've just become a ninja. I'm a cum ninja. Nobody knows when I'm coming. I'm just in the darkness like... Oh, that was good. Let's be honest, guys. We don't make noise when we come, right? That's not natural. We don't make noise when we orgasm. Just, It's not natural. We only do that so the woman knows something's going on. We don't make noise when we come. We masturbated in our parents' house for 10 years. We don't make noise. Silence. Just... We don't make noise. Women make noise. That's natural. That's definitely natural. Women make noise. And when you're having sex with your wife in her dad's house, you got to be extra quiet. Like the last time we orgasmed at the same time sounded like a fucking Lamaze class. Just like... Make friends louder. Make friends louder. So we bought an apartment. Look, I'd rather go into debt for 30 years than holding another orgasm, all right? I feel like the next time I sneeze, I'm just going to ruin a pair of jeans. It's like, achoo! Oh, it's my last pair of clean jeans. All right, I'm not coming for a while. Thank you for that response. My balls blame you. I do like living in Europe, though. I do like some things about living in Europe. I like the pools. You guys been to the pools yet, tourists? All right. One guy who came in a pool. Yeah. I like the pools here, mostly because I hate the pools in America. They're fucking disgusting. They're filth. They got it right in Europe, right? In Europe you shower before the pool, right? Got to keep the pool clean. In America you shower after the pool. Got to keep myself clean. Is that a Band-Aid? I didn't have a Band-Aid. It's disgusting. But my favorite thing is you can really tell different cultures in the changing room. Like you can tell where people are from, just how they act in the changing rooms, right? Like Americans, we wrap ourselves in towels. We pull our underwear off underneath. You know, because we're from a society. Fuck you, man. And we're ashamed of our fat bodies. Europeans are a little bit more comfortable, like a little too comfortable, like getting ready, drying their balls, having a conversation about their friend's mom. Really? How is she? That's great. Cancer's all cleared up? Good. Europeans are way too comfortable, like doing things wrong, getting dressed, putting their socks on first. Like, we got to get ice cream after this, man. Woo. Got to invite your mom. I miss her. Asians just shower in their jeans. We don't even show this in a porn, okay? Eyes up here. Pixelation only. All right, I'm Aaron Tarabi. Thanks so much.
Give it go for Aaron Tarabi. Yes. The next guy on stage is actually one of my favorite comedians to watch. You guys are going to love him. Please give it up for Mr. Greipur. Come on.
I'd rather face my stepmom than step on my mom's face. I'd rather break my fingers while dancing than finger a break dancer. I'd rather suck my dad's dick on Father's Day than Tuesday. That was my intro, believe it or not. I told this girl, I have a huge penis. She said, I don't like big dicks. And I said, do you like liars? What's next again? It's okay, you can translate it for her. Do you like the big dick story? Well, it's a small dick story. It depends on how you look at it, right, guys? I wish I could say the same about my penis. Yes, I was driving with my friends. Cop stops me. She goes, do you know how fast you're going? And I go, 120, but they have cocaine. Have you guys visited the penis museum? Yeah. Apparently there's a real human penis in there. Yeah, but it's really hard to get a look at it because it's attached to one of the staff members. I don't even know how you saw it, mister. What do we want? Confusion! When do we want it? What? I couldn't masturbate at work until I got a job. My biggest fear is that my roommate will invite a giant to our home. It's my big guest fear. Okay, I'm gonna go to a book. It's a new joke. You have to laugh at the new jokes. Mostly because you did not laugh at the old jokes. And also because if I do a new joke and it doesn't work, the bartenders and the owner and the host will come up to me and go, don't tell the new joke. It's not funny because no one laughs. The kid has a small jet. The old man has a big jet. The dwarf has an average-sized jet. Or like we call it, a midget. The LGBTQ community, the gay community, fuck this book. I found it. Yeah, are you impressed now? Wait until you see my closing bit. Anyway, these were my jokes. Now I'm going to tell you stories. I've been working in this daycare center for a couple of years. It's a daycare center for 6 and 7-year-olds. And are you drunk or surprised or? Why? Anyway. Later, we talk later about it. Anyway, I've been working in this daycare center for 6 and 7-year-olds. His mom comes to pick up her kid. I tell the mom, I couldn't stand your kid in the beginning, but now he's my favorite. And the mom says, same here. This kid goes, my father is 93 years old. And I say, I didn't know 93-year-olds were having babies. And the kid says, he has a wife. Do you have to say it again? Once a week we can, hello? It's not a really bad karaoke night. Anyway, once a week we can play with styrofoam swords. I pick up my sword and I say, on God. The kid picks up his sword and says, I can't stand the French language. Then he gets me in the hand and I say, it doesn't matter, I'm an octopus. And I stab him in the stomach. And the kid goes, it doesn't matter, I'm a cow. We took the kids to the swimming pools. I take one kid and I throw him in the air, he falls down and all the kids see it and go, me. I say, okay, form a line. And I throw them all up in the air. Gain more and more confidence with each kid. Now they're flying babies everywhere. And I take this kid, I throw him in the air, he falls in the water, he comes out of the water and goes, again. He almost died. But he had never gotten adrenaline in his body before. And he just wanted more of it. So I say, okay, I'll throw you again, but you gotta hold the nose. And he grabs mine. There's a... what's more? There was this kid there with like a Hitler haircut. And he fell on a bicycle and he got a boo-boo right on the Hitler spot. So he looked like a mini Hitler. And I told everyone, look, little Hitler. It was a great day. But anyway, next day he comes out to me and he goes, Kramer, I can't play football today. I'm going to get a haircut. And I'm thinking, great, his mom realized he was raising miniature Hitler. Anyway, Hitler goes to haircut, comes back, and it just looked like Hitler had got a haircut. So we go play football. He's in the goal. I shoot from the midfield. It's soccer, not the other thing. I shoot, and little Hitler's in goal, and he saves the shot. He goes, and he goes, ow! And I go, great save, but next time just use one hand. You know. You got it. I showed this kid a magic trick. I go, was this your card? And the kid goes, don't remember. This kid asked me, hey, Greipur, have you ever licked a pussy? And I'm a comedian. I know how to deal with hecklers. Even though they're like 2 feet tall or something. And I go, what more did your mother tell you? The kid said, Greipur, have you ever licked a pussy? And I said, what more did your mother tell you? Thanks for the explanation. I don't know why I have to explain it. Don't worry, I'm really PC. All the kids were playing in the trees and I go, oh, look at those kids looking like little monkeys, except the black one. He does not look like a monkey. There are no similarities between that black kid and a monkey. This black kid does not resemble a ape-like creature in any way, shape, or form. That was a new joke, sorry. Take the blame. What's next? Okay, one more new joke, since this one was so funny. I asked a kid just yesterday, I asked, hey, how many dwarfs does it take to screw in a light bulb? And the kid goes, 50? That was funnier in real life. Oh, Jesus. There's this Russian kid there. He can only say 2 sentences. It's, do you want to play with a ball? And why not? What? Was a little 3 more stories, if that's okay. I know they're going downhill, but I think I can make it right in the end. And I'm really grateful for your patience. There was this little teddy bear there, and he had a tail, and I took the head of the teddy bear and I turned it around so his tail looked like his penis. And I handed it over to this kid, and I say, look, now it's his penis. And as soon as I let go, his mom walks in. The kid walks up to his mom and goes, look, now it's his penis. And his mom looks at me like this. Oh, and I go, oh, the imagination of those kids. Okay, apparently I have just one more story for you then. Jesus. We took the kids to a library. I don't know why, because libraries are supposed to be silent, and the kids are really not. And also they can't read. I don't know how we take them there, but we played a game with them to keep them calm. It's called the whispering game, Chinese whispers, telephone game. Do you know that game? Everyone sits in a circle and you whisper a word, and the word is supposed to get through the entire circle, you know? And I'm sitting there, and my boss is sitting there, and 10 kids on each side, and this boy whispers in my ear, do you want to play with my balls? And I'm thinking, oh, the Russian kid probably fucked up the game. But I'm a competitive dude, so I have to look at my boss and whisper into the ears of a 6-year-old girl. Do you want to play with my balls? And then what's the game continue? And I still have my job. And which is good because this was shit, and thank you so much.
Yes. All right. Well, like every time my friends come and see the show and they haven't seen Greipur perform, I always tell them like, oh, it's like doing shrooms. A lot of weird stuff is gonna happen. Best thing to do is just roll with it. That's Greipur for you. All right, so the next hey, she's from England. The next comedian. Right? It's the same, right? You're from England. You don't have Chris Farley, but you do have the hilarious Kimmy Taylor. Give it up for Kimmy Taylor, right from England.
So I've just been told I'm the Chris Farley of England. I don't know who he is either. Hello, hi, how are we all doing? Woo, yeah. So I'm 32 years old, and whilst all my friends have been making sensible decisions like getting married, having babies, and buying houses, boo, yeah, I've chosen a very different life. I've chosen an Icelandic life. Yeah. I'm in my 30s, and I've chosen a life where I can't afford to buy cheese. I quite regularly find myself having to steal tampons, and I barter Jaeger shots for interpretive dance. If anyone wants to test that theory in the break. I can pretty much pinpoint the moment I decided to change my life. I just turned 30, Brexit happened, and I was in a job that I didn't love. I was working for a charity for people with asthma and allergies, and they paid us peanuts, and somebody went into anaphylactic shock. And I didn't have a girlfriend, and I was living at home with my mum, and I was on the floor playing dinosaurs with my friend's children, when Thomas, who's 5, turns to me and says, "Kimmy, why do you still live at home with your mummy?" And I said, "Because I happen to like her, Thomas. Why do you still live at home with your mummy?" And he said, "Because I'm a child." I then spent the rest of the evening in a ball on the floor weeping, whilst 2 under-6s circled me chanting, "You're not a grown-up, you're not a grown-up." So I took the higher ground. I did the grown-up thing. I stamped on his Lego house and I went and told his mum. And I said to her, "Well, with the way the world is, Thomas will probably still be living with you by the time he's 40. And she said, "I think Thomas will be all right." I'm really lucky. My family are really supportive. They were really supportive when I decided to move to Iceland. They were incredibly supportive when I came out. The conversation with my mum kind of went a bit like this. "Mum, I think I'm a little bit gay." And she said, "You think?" And I said, "I know." And she said, "A little bit." And I said, "A lot bit." And that was that. And she's amazing. Like, she actually has started a charity for parents of LGBT children. And so she's incredibly supportive. It's amazing. But the irony is I go to Pride to be proud of my straight mother who is marching. Yeah. And but like there's kind of like 2 things in this world that my mum doesn't really like. One of which is stand-up comedy. And the other one, for the first time in my life, last year she actually told me that she was ashamed of me. Yeah, it was really, really hard. Because quite frankly, the way that I've embraced the Eurovision Song Contest since I've moved to Iceland is disgusting. It's not natural. I wasn't born this way. And it is, in fact, a lifestyle choice. So, like, the way my mum feels about Eurovision, I kind of think she's a little bit like a Jehovah's Witness. Because Jehovah's Witnesses, you're allowed to be born, but you're not allowed to celebrate birthdays. So on one hand, it's fine that I'm a lesbian, but on the other, I'm not allowed to celebrate Eurovision. Or as my people call it, gay Christmas. I'm like, there's a few Icelanders in the room tonight, yeah? A few of you? Yeah, yay. Oh, yeah, so this joke's for you. So I'm like phoning her up and saying, "Mum, have you heard the good news about our Lord and Saviour Páll? Come on, one Icelander. Come on, react. Woo! Yeah, there we go. But like I said to her, I said, "Mum, I really don't understand this. There is nothing gayer than loving Eurovision. It's like the gayest thing I can do with my life is love Eurovision." And she said to me, "Kimmy, it's been 7 years. You've been single for 7 years. I think the gayest thing you could do would be to get a girlfriend." Or at least get a cat so that I can tell my friends that you're involved in some form of stereotypical lesbian pussy action. Yeah. So I heard a few of you have been to the pools here. Like for me, it's like I'm pretty obsessed with locker room etiquette. Being British, I'm already really repressed. But there's also like an extra level of anxiety in the change rooms being gay. Because I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable. So inside my head, I'm screaming, eyes, 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 look in the eyes, look in the eyes. Because I'm really polite. Eyes, not thighs, eyes, not thighs. And the whole time I'm pulling this face. And it kind of makes me look like a sex pest. But just to be really clear, this constipated Edward Scissorhands face is polite lesbian face, not sexual predator face. And it's pretty normal to go on dates to swimming pools here, but it's not back in England, is it? It's not normal to go on dates to a swimming pool. Okay, I went on one swimming pool date in London, and it was a bit of a disaster. The problem started, we were chatting on Tinder, and she asked me, can you swim? And I responded with, I'm no Michael Phelps, but I can swim. Now, this is a bit like suggesting that I might be able to swim like a fish, but not alluding to the fact that I actually mean a starfish. Mistake number 2 was agreeing to go to Hampstead Ladies' Pool, which is in fact not a swimming pool. It's a brown pond with ducks and reeds and sometimes dead bodies. And the third mistake was not to recognise that this is a renowned cruising spot. So I just agreed to go on a date to a creepy sex pond when I had no interest in swimming or creepy pond sex at this point. And we met up, and she actually seemed pretty normal for someone that invited me on a date to a creepy sex pond. And she's looking at me like this. So I know she's not a sex pest. But the problems really started when we were queuing to get into the pond, and she tells me she does triathlons, and she asks me how much outdoor swimming I do. Now, outdoor swimming is the realm of those that practice mindfulness, clean eating, and avocados. And I have this really strict practice of mindlessness, bread, and melted cheese. And I feel like she's onto me, and it could be the look of fear in my eyes. It could also be the fact that I'm very clearly wearing a borrowed swimsuit from a friend who has massive norks. So I'm standing there looking literally and metaphorically like a deflated balloon. This is the point that she dives in, probably to try and get away from me, and I realise I'm on a date with the little fucking mermaid. I then proceed to climb down the pond ladder, freeze with anxiety, have to be forcibly shoved off by one of the pond lifeguards, and I start swimming. This is me swimming. Girl calls over, "You all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, just fucking dandy, Ariel." And this is the point that one of the pond lifeguards shouts, "Oi, girl in blue, swim properly." "I am," I call back. And she says, "Don't go out too far, because you're no Michael Phelps." And there was no second date, and it could have been because of that. It could have also been the fact I chased the girl down the road screaming, "Ariel, I just want to be part of your world." I'm going to finish with a little song. It's about the pitfalls of mixing love and flat pack furniture. We all right? Yeah. Okay. I play the ukulele because it makes me feel like a giant. Oh dear, my dear, what a bad idea. A romantic day trip to an IKEA. And now I fear it's all too clear. Our relationship is doomed and I could really use a beer. But all they've got in this godforsaken shop is glug. And what the buggery, may I ask, is glug? I thought we built our relationship just like a Billy bookcase. Solid, reliable, designed to give us both space. It turns out we built our relationship much like a Billy bookcase, 'cause it didn't give me enough space, didn't fit together properly, felt like something was missing, so I checked in the box. and there definitely were not enough screws. I should have known right from the start your obsession with Swedish furniture would tear us both apart. Oh piss, what's this? I must impart that you never had the Allen key to my heart. I only wrote that line so that somebody might think that I was cute, despite the fact that I look like a badly drawn character from Peanuts. Do you want me to do the Snoopy dance? Yeah, okay. I'll be at the bar later on. Maybe somebody could buy me a drink. But I must warn you, like IKEA, I have a very strict no returns policy. I hear the ghost of your calls through these MDF walls. Thought you were the gravy to my meatballs. Oh, balls. Thanks very much. I've been Kimmy Taylor.
Please see ukulele. Oh my God. All right. We're gonna. We have one more comedian before a break. You guys in the mood for a little more comedy, right? Ah. Come on, you gotta do it. You guys are ready for a comedian, right? I don't know what I'm saying. Yes. This guy comes all the way from America. He's a really good friend. He's hilarious. You guys are gonna love him. I say that about everybody, but I really mean it this time. I really meant it the other times too. Please give it up. Oh my God. Please give it up for the very hilarious Mr. Nick Jameson, everybody.
Thank you. Look, this sucker in. I'm not drunk, I'm just clumsy. Well, we're in Reykjavik. The weekend is upon us. I know some of you out-of-towners have probably heard stories of the notorious Reykjavik nightlife and hookup scene. For those of you who have, it's all true, only more so. For those of you who haven't, I can sum it up for you in one phrase. I'm drunk, I'm horny, you'll do. Or to put it another way, the volume of alcohol consumed multiplied by the degree of hormonal activity in the lower body is inversely proportional to the number of fucks given about quality control. You may well begin your evening with normal, healthy blood levels of discretion, due diligence, common sense, and good taste, but by fucking o'clock a.m., chances are real good that you and or the pitiful excuse for a human being standing in front of you will be thinking, I'm drunk, I'm horny, you'll do. Now, the song I'd like to sing for you is written from the female perspective, because Lord knows I have seen far too many of my dear sisters from another mister suffer the most horrible indignities at the hands of the very dregs of my gender, when their only crime was, you waving at me, Dan? No. When their only crime was drinking enough liquor to kill a rhinoceros. So I got to represent. One more thing. I have never heard country music in Iceland. Somebody's like, good. I think it's been banned, along with fresh vegetables, lambskin condoms, and the word please. But this song is supposed to be sung by somebody shit-faced drunk, so I got to go all Nashville on this sucker. Here we go. Okay. I took the bus in from Hafnarfjörður, looking for some fun. Hope to find my Prince Charming. Well, son, you ain't the one. But there's no one here any better. And it's almost 2:30. And I'm drunk, I'm horny, you'll do. Oh, I broke up with my boyfriend not that long ago. It was 8 o'clock this evening. Yeah, crazy, I know. He was a dickhead and a douchebag, and so are you. But I'm drunk, I'm horny, you'll do. I'm horny and drunk. My standards have sunk. That's why I keep on grabbing your junk. If you'd hit on me sober, I'd have said, dude, no way. Old men are so useless, I wish I was gay. Oh, when I was a young girl, all the cool boys loved me. But now I'm so old, I'm almost 23. You're the worst guy I've ever met. Oh, and I've met a few, but I'm drunk, I'm horny, you'll do. Morning will come, and you'll still be napping. I'll look at you a-snoring and think, how the fuck did that happen? Oh, they say love is blind. How I wish that were true, 'cause I'm getting a headache just looking at you. We'll avoid each other in the supermarket, like folks around here always do. Soon you'll forget me, and I'll forget you. But then we'll meet right back here at the Secret Cellar Karaoke in a month or two, saying I'm drunk, I'm horny, you'll do. You pathetic, clueless, broke-ass, vomit all over your shirt and cocaine dripping out your nose, loser. I'm so drunk, so damn horny. Ah, fuck it. Give me another shot. You'll do. Doc Peter, thank you. Thank you. I'll tell you, I'm tired of all these rappers talking about the dirty South. I'm talking to you, Lil Wayne, Young Jeezy, Waka Flocka Flame. What kind of stupid name is that anyway? Y'all don't know nothing about no dirty South. I'm finna bring some real dirt down to the South right now. I live in a rural area, bitches. I'm a farmer, I'm gonna harm you. I'm gonna send you crying to your mama. I'm gonna cause you emotional trauma, 'cause I'm a farmer, I'ma bust you in the head with a rake, 'cause your bullshit I can't take. Either smack you across the face with my spade, because you so bitch made. That's right, I'm a farmer, I'm gonna harm you. Gonna send you crying to your mama. I'm gonna cause you emotional trauma, 'cause I'm a farmer. I'ma throw you in the pen with the sheep, and I'll be fast asleep. Ha ha ha. Dreaming of some shit to do that will be unpleasant for you. I'm gonna take you to the county fair. I'm gonna lead your ass out there. Roll back to the farm in my pickup truck, and when I think back on it, I won't give a fuck, 'cause I'm a farmer. I'm gonna harm you. I'm gonna send you crying to your mama. I'm gonna cause you emotional trauma, 'cause I'm a farmer. I'm gonna run over you with my combine today or tomorrow or sometime. I'm gonna tell my billy goat to kick a hole right through your throat. Check this out now. Gonna hunt you down with my hunting dog, slap your face and slap my hog. Don't expect me to show no pity, gonna squeeze your neck like a milk cow's titty. Let me introduce you to my hoe. This hoe ain't no girl, you know. This hoe used for scraping dirt. When I hit you with my hoe, it's liable to hurt. You can't fuck with the farmer man. He plants shit into the land. I'm gonna plant your sedity ass too, and that probably might kill you. It probably might. You hear that cow say, moo, that cow be saying, fuck you. You see that donkey say, I have no idea what the fuck that donkey said. That's a fucked up donkey right there. I better ask him to say it again. Hey, yo, donkey, say that shit again. Oh, I got it. That donkey, he said, fuck you as well. I'm a farmer, I'm gonna harm you. Gonna send you crying to your mama. Gonna cause you emotional trauma. I live in a rural area, bitches. Thank you guys, you've been absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much.
Give it go for Nick Jameson. Nick fucking Jameson, everybody. Jesus Christ. All right. We're going to take like a 5 to 10 minute break. You can use the bar, the bathroom, the smoking area. There's a smoking area upstairs and here. I know, right? It's horrible. We have a lineup of an amazing comedian. You should stick around because we have amazing comedians for you guys. Are you guys ready for some more comedy after the break, right? Yes. So we're going to take a 5 to 10 minute break. How are you, Mexican Hill? So, yeah, give yourselves a round of applause. You've been an amazing audience. See you back in 5 to 10 minutes. All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you guys ready for your second half of comedy? Welcome to the stage, the host of tonight, Arnór Daði!
Keep it going for top up in the booth again. Yes, are you guys ready for some more comedy? Yes, great. All right. I don't like. I'm not a mean person. I consider myself a nice person, but I just want to say I want to give you guys advice. If like after the show you want to come up to the comedians and tell them jokes, don't. It's not fun for anybody. It's horrible. It's so awkward. No, like you can do it. I don't care. But like there's one exception of this. Like I was a few weeks ago, I was at the bar and some dude came up to me and he was like, "I want to tell you a joke." I was like, "Oh, great." And he was like, "No, it's more of a story." Amazing. And then he told me the thing. It was actually one of the funniest things I've ever heard. And I would like to tell you guys this story right now if you'd like to hear it. Yes, I was going to do it anyway. No, but it's a story of the band U2. Might have heard of it. They're from Ireland, right? All right. Don't take credit. What's wrong with you? No, so they were actually doing a show somewhere, probably in England or somewhere. They were doing a show. And in between one of the songs, Bono, he just started clapping his hands together, like really slowly. Everybody's looking like, what the fuck is going on? And he's just clapping for a while. And then Bono says, "Every time I clap my hands, a child dies in Africa." And some dude in the audience just yelled out, "Stop clapping your hands, you bastard!" I guess the best story I've ever heard. It's amazing. Like I figured out, like either that dude was just being funny, like saying a funny thing, just being a funny guy, or he's just like a super Bono fan, like to the death, loves Bono, showed up to the concert, like Bono is so talented, he can do anything. Bono, you bastard, piece of shit. The Edge, do something. That's the name of the guitar player. They got famous when they were like 17. And the dude who plays guitar is called The Edge. There's a reason why we don't stick with our own picked nicknames from high school. The Edge. There's gonna be, I don't know, there's gonna be like a dude somewhere in like a retirement home in a wheelchair shitting himself. I'm like, that dude is The Edge. What? Yeah, man. Plays a mean guitar. It's just funny to me. I don't know. No, but people tell me weird shit all the time. They come up to me and tell me weird stories. We were hanging out, like all my stories are hanging out at a bar. I'm sorry. But like we were hanging out. And actually this dude right there, he told me, he came up to me and like, "Hey, did you know that Charles Manson used to live in Iceland?" I was like, "What the fuck? You got my attention." I was like, "Yes. In the 50s, when Charles Manson was a teenager, he lived in Iceland for 2 years on a farm somewhere in like the West Fjords of Iceland." I'm like, "Oh shit." But I started thinking, like, do you guys think this might have been the start of the whole, like Charles Manson got a little crazy, living in Iceland? I don't know. Might have, right? Because he grew up in California, which is like one of the sunnier places, and then he moved to Iceland. As you guys have noticed, England, we don't have a lot of sun. Kind of makes you crazy. It does. So like Charles Manson moved here, like, yeah, it's a bit nippy. Probably in the summertime. The sun is up all the time during the summer. It's like, yeah, it's a bit nippy. I'll just wear a coat. I'm fine. Just continue farming. I am Charles Manson farming in Iceland, if that's crazy enough for you. Just farming. Then winter came along. Just like 8 months of freezing darkness and cold. And he's just still farming. What the fuck? This is farming, right? I don't know. No. Probably called his mom, like, Mommy, I think I'm going a bit insane over here. What's wrong, Charlie? What's wrong? I don't know. I just want to ruin Roman Polanski's career or something. I don't know. What, do you want to hurt somebody, Charlie? No, I don't want to hurt anybody. I just want to get a group of people to do it for me. That's the story of Charles Manson for you. You have Charles Manson in England, right? Everybody has a little bit of Charles Manson in them. Look at this guy. Look at his face. That's Charles Manson. Crazy motherfucker. Getting a group of people together, doing comedy. It's crazy. I make myself look like an idiot all the time, like I just did. You know. Do we have any idiots in the room? By a round of applause. Yes, of course. You're in a basement in Reykjavik. Listen to me. You have to be an idiot. No, you really do. This is a true story. By like a year ago, I was waiting for a plane at the airport, hating pilots, and I had to throw my chewing gum away. So I walk up to a garbage can. I was gonna throw it. Like, there's an old man sitting behind the garbage can, and he's just staring at me for some reason. And the gum got stuck to my fingers, and he's like just staring. And I'm like, it's no problem. And just wouldn't get off. I'm like, oh shit. And I get really nervous in those awkward situations. So just immediately the water started closing in on me. As I'm like, oh shit. He's burning a hole through my head. I'm like, I'm not looking up. Come on, please. And for some reason, I look at him, and there's eye contact, so I just freak out and just go, put the gum right back in my mouth. Like, all right, that was normal. And then I started thinking I chewed the gum for 5 minutes. Then I started thinking that was kind of weird for the old man. Because to him, just some dude walked up to a garbage can. Like, yeah, my gum is kind of out of flavor. Let's get some of that garbage funk on it. How do you like them apples, old man? Garbage gum. Do you have garbage gum in Mexico? No, you don't. You can sell it. What? They sell it as ABC. What does that mean? See. Get this woman on stage. You were so smug too. You were so smug. See, like, do you have garbage gum? My bad joke. And she was like, they sell it as ABC. What? ABC. Already been chewed. Fuck you. I never thought I would say it, but go back to Mexico. Jesus. Jesus Christ. All right, are you guys ready for the next comedian? He comes all the way from Mexico. No, nah, this guy's really funny. You guys are gonna love him. Please give it up for Mr. Darren Foreman.
Oh man, tough being from Mexico these days, isn't it? You got here before they built that fucking wall. Hey, is the Americans in the room pissed off? A lot of foreigners in here, right? By applause. Come on, by applause. Foreigners, visitors, I don't say tourists, visitors. I'm going to tell you about a local game. It's my favorite game. You can play it on any Saturday or Sunday morning on any street in Reykjavik. Tomorrow morning, you'll see. Wherever you are in Reykjavik, it's called Spot the Vomit. Yeah, you're going to see there's vomit on every street in Reykjavik on a Saturday or Sunday morning. I don't know why. And I've been giving people shit for 17 years. I've been living here for a pretty long time. Been giving people shit. How do you just throw up on the street? And then last weekend it happens to me. Of course. I'm standing here on Reykjavik. You can hear I still have a flu. I was talking to some people, and I got this feeling in my stomach I've never had before, and I knew it wasn't good. So I was like, I just went to like make a break for like a bathroom or some bushes or something. Before I could move, right out there on the main shopping street, I just throw up all over the street, and people were, obviously shocked, looking at me funny. But I realized it wasn't like the stuff that I had thrown all over the pavement that was shocking them. It was the sounds that were coming out of me. I was making sounds I've never made in my life. I was like, and 2 Danish people answered me. Which was amazing. Any Danes here? Well, thanks. I just bought it. That's so nice of you to say. It's terrible. Visitors, any single men visiting Iceland in here? Some words of advice for you. Never make direct eye contact with an Icelandic woman. She will get pregnant. Damn. A lot of people visit Iceland these days for our fertility clinic. Did you know that? We have a really popular fertility clinic here. It's called the Blue Lagoon. Maybe you've been there. A lot of people fucking in the Blue Lagoon for some reason. I don't know. I recently fell head over heels in love. Well, a couple years ago. But before that, I was single. Let me tell you how much fun it is to be in your 50s single in Iceland. Oh, that's fun. You meet some interesting people. I met this woman, and she said to me, she wouldn't shut up the whole night. She kept saying to me, I'm a MILF, don't you think? I'm a MILF. I said, I don't know, you're cute. And she's like, come on, I have 8 kids. I'm smoking hot. I'm a total MILF. I said, maybe, but you're 23. That's very common here in Iceland. No, I fell head over heels in love recently. And I knew right away this woman was going to be right for me. She had such a unique perspective on everything. We were out in a bar one night. It was really crowded, like a nightclub. And she says to me, I just want you to fuck me right now. And I said, where? And she said, in the pussy. I got a 50-50 chance of getting that right. Listen, someone whistled for the pussy? Pussy fan here? And then the other night she says to me, let's do something a little original. Let's try something new. I said, okay, what? She goes, let's 68. I said, 68? You mean 69? Let's do that. She's like, no, 68's way better. I said, what's 68? She goes, well, you go down on me, and I owe you one. That's not fair. That's not quite fair. We've been doing 68 every night this week. It's terrible. Mexico. Some Americans in here? They don't want to say anything. Yeah. They used to be the first to speak out. Now Americans are like, So obviously I'm American. I moved here from Los Angeles. Yeah, not the brightest people out there. When I was in LA, I had a dog. And the dog, we used to take him to doggy daycare. I said it was LA. And every day when I go collect the dog, there was like a little wall, the dogs would be playing, and the guy would hand the dog over to me, over this little wall. But every time when the dog would try to kiss him, little dog called Oscar, he was a little Brussels Griffin. You know those dogs? Look like this. Really cute. And he would try to kiss the guy, and the guy would just go. And I said, come on, man, what's wrong with you? Let him kiss you. And the guy goes, oh, no, man, he's on the list. I said, what list is he on? The guy goes, he eats shit. I said, what? He doesn't eat shit at home. The guy goes, well, he's eating it here, brother. was like, so what are we going to do about it? So every time I went to pick up the dog, we would try to figure out a solution, like how to keep Oscar from eating the shit. And one day I come in and the guy goes, I've got it. Sour apple. Most of you know, some of you know what sour apple is? If your dog's eating your shoes or your furniture, you get this spray. You spray it on your shoes, you spray it on the sofa, it smells like or tastes like sour apple, and the dog won't want to eat it anymore. The guy goes, I'm going to get some sour apple, and I'll spray it on the shit. I go, he's eating shit. Do you think he's going to be like, oh, is that apple? The guy's like, oh, yeah. Not the smartest guy in the world. Shit. Why does shit figure so much in sex? You. I just ruined your date. No, I have a friend who's always like, oh, this last weekend was amazing. I fucked the shit out of her. I was like, on purpose? Like, what is that? Where's it? You've all heard this expression. Where does this come from? I fucked the shit out of her. That is bizarre. I think somebody turned a really ugly situation into something good. Right? He's like in the middle of it. He's doing his thing, and he's like, is that shit? That's a lot of shit. I must be awesome in bed. Ah, it's great. Maybe I need some sour apple. I don't know. Does anyone know what coprophilia is? I just recently found out about this, and I can't get it out of my mind. I'm fascinated. No one knows what coprophilia is. All the people who know don't want to raise their hands. It's people who get turned on by shitting on each other. Or eating shit. Yeah, only this guy. Yeah, you're busted, buddy. Look. No. There are people who do that. Here's the thing that I can't get out of my head. How do you have that conversation the first time when you bring that up? You know, you can't be like, hey, you remember last weekend when we were like fucking in the kitchen? How awesome it was? How do you feel about the bathroom? What if we just maybe moved it in there? And here's the other thing. You can't like take it back. You can't go, would you be into us shitting all over each other? No. Okay, never mind. Just forget I said anything. That's not going to happen. One thing you can never do for the rest of your life is complain about any kind of food. You can't be like, I don't like broccoli. You eat shit. It's horrible, I know. I have a weird relationship with sex. I'm from a generation where my parents, if anybody is in their 50s in here, am I the only one? Maybe. My parents, they had no interest in being like friends with us or being accessible, letting us know who they really were. They always kept a distance. So my brother and I, we'd ask them questions about all kinds of stuff, and they always came up with these crazy answers because they didn't want to let us know they were real people. And I've been fairly traumatized in my whole life because of a moment. We were driving through the countryside once, and we were passing a horse farm, and two horses were fucking. And I was like 8 years old. I didn't know what they were doing, so I said, to my parents, what are those horses doing? Now, my dad, he could have said they're making little horses, or he could have just said they're having sex. Here's the answer my dad came up with. One horse is sick, and the other one's pushing him to the hospital. What? Are you fucking kidding me? That's your explanation? For my whole childhood, I was terrified. What if I get sick? And have to go to the hospital? And which one's taking me? It's awful. I think I'm out of time. Have a good night.
Yes. Oh, Jesus. All right. You might recognize the next comedian from the bar. Yes. They're excited. You might recognize him from the bar. He has a beard. You might also recognize him from the Bible. Please give it up for Mr. Daniel Sarin. Daniel Frederick Sarin, everybody.
How we doing? Yes! Awesome. All right. So I'm going to do some comedy for you, but I do still have a job to do, so I should probably get to that while I'm doing this. How were the drinks? Were they good? Wonderful. Wonderful. How was the Krabbies? Hopefully it didn't put you in a crabby mood, right? Yeah. Okay. Hugh's girlfriend, watch this for me. Thank you. All right. So New Year's. You guys excited about the new year? Yeah. Not everyone. I actually just recently started a new relationship. I did. Yes. Well, it's a long-distance relationship with money, in that I rarely see it, and when I do, it's not for very long. But no, I actually, I feel like I should explain to you guys why at age 30, sounds like I'm still going through puberty. I have Tourette syndrome. I actually do a show here on Thursdays called My Voices Have Tourette's, and as you can hear, my voices do have Tourette's. Recently, the Tourette Organization of America just started doing this thing where if you have Tourette syndrome, you can get these cards. It's just like, hi, my name is Dan, and I have Tourette syndrome. And it gives people information about it. So basically, for the first time ever, I can literally pull the Tourette card. So if you guys don't laugh at my material, I'm pulling the Tourette card. Fuck y'all. No, but I have this weird tick, more than just having a voice that makes me sound like hide and go seek is very difficult. I have this tick where my hand shakes a lot like this, and it's very common with people with Tourette syndrome that we try to suppress our ticks by tensing muscles and stuff. But after a while, that really hurts. So I was like, I'll just put my hand in my pocket. But when you're walking down the street, and your hand is it's a great way to get rid of people at a bar. I sit at the table, and this guy's just like, I am not sitting next to the masturbator. I'm out of here. I've often wondered, though, what it would be like if certain celebrities had the same tics as me. Well, take Obama, for example. Obama has, the greatest speaking voice ever. Imagine him when he was president being like, my fellow Americans, we have a serious problem here in the States, and we need to start taking things seriously. Because at the end of the day, we need to start taking matters into our own hands. Yeah. All right. Fucking Arnór. I do look like Jesus. Let's get that out of the way. I love at one point someone came up to me after one of my shows and was like, I like you. You're like a Tourette's Jesus. That would have been an interesting twist. Imagine Jesus being born and it's just like, behold, the Son of God. And Jesus is going, and then you hear a voice from the sky, no, not that one, the other one. No, but I do look like Jesus. I love that Arnór came up to me once and he's like, you look like Jesus. You know, you also look like Charles Manson. Kind of says a lot about what you think of Jesus, Arnór. Yeah, I matched with a girl on Tinder once who was like, oh, this is so great. I've never slept with a homeless guy before. I matched with another girl on Tinder once, and when she asked me to tell her a bit about myself, I was like, I have Tourette syndrome, OCD, panic disorder, ADD. I get suicidal thoughts, depression, and anger. She was the first person in Icelandic history to go, I think we should use a condom tonight. I got told I looked like something new though recently. It was weird. I was on a plane on my way back to Iceland. I was sitting in the plane as the plane was boarding. This woman starts walking down the aisle, gets to my seat, pulls out her plane ticket, sees the seat number, sees me and goes, oh, fuck. And then pushed me aside and pushed the button for service. Stewardess comes over, is like, is there a problem? And the woman goes, yes, I need to change seats because this man is clearly a terrorist. Okay, fine. What good is changing seats going to do? You believe a terrorist is on your plane and your mind goes, how'd you think this was going to play out? The captain was just going to get on the intercom and be like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to flight number. He had Tourette's too. Let's get past it. I was on a plane once and they let me do the announcement and I was just like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. And someone in the cabin goes, I didn't know it was take your 13-year-old son to work day. So transitioning back to the joke, I guess. I never know how to get back. He had Tourette's. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to flight number 666. We will be taking off here shortly. Before we do, we've been informed that Dan the terrorist is joining our flight today. Now, we understand some of you may feel a bit uncomfortable. So Dan is walking down the aisle with consent forms. This basically gives Dan your full permission to commit any and all terrorist acts and may include you regardless of seat number. To those of you sitting in our safety zone, you will be provided with selfie sticks. That way you can document the entire experience, and all of your friends and family back home in Facebook land will know that not only were you on board a plane with a terrorist, you opted to not participate. We thank you for flying WOW Air, and we'll be with you shortly. I got called the other day by someone from WOW Air asking me to stop telling that joke, and I'm like, aren't you guys getting shut down anyway? Too soon? No. All right. But no, I don't have luck on airplanes, though. I really don't. Like, I was on a plane once. Anyone who's been on a plane near or around a small child can probably relate to this. I think the overhead compartments on airplanes should be reserved for small carry-on luggage and small children. I was on a plane once, this child sitting behind me just giving it the works. Kicking, screaming, crying, yelling, everything. He had Tourette syndrome, which was fucking annoying. Just a constant battle of our tics like, suppress that shit, I'm tired. We landed in Iceland and I just stood up and gave this child the most evil look I could think of, and he started crying. And then looked up at his mom and goes, Mommy, why does that woman have a beard? So because we're live streaming this, and I think one or two of my parents are listening to this, I have to tell you a story about my dad. My dad is a doctor, and there was one time where we were at home and the internet went out. And my dad lost his mind because every once in a while he can get like X-rays and stuff sent to the home, and then he can just like email stuff back. And the internet went out. He called the cable company and he just gave them like every line in the book. He's like, I'm a doctor. I need this internet. A child will die if I don't get my internet back. And like some sort of magic trick, the internet went back on. I mean, the child died, but the internet went back on, and that's the important part, right? But I love. How many Icelanders do we have in here? Yeah, all right. You guys definitely all think I'm from Spain. I have been told this so much. I think it's because I have long hair, a beard, and we'll call it slightly darker skin. In America, this is pale as fuck. My first day in Iceland, I got asked where I go to tan. But like Icelanders are always coming up to me going, gracias amigo, por favor. I'm like, tak sumaledis? At this point, I don't know if I should start learning Icelandic or Spanish first. Then again, this is Iceland. I'll start with Polish. All right, not enough Icelanders for that joke. But I think I figured out, though, how Icelanders came up with the colors for their flag. Like blue represents the sky. White is obviously the people. First thing I learned in Icelandic, jæja krakkar, which in Icelandic is like, okay, kids, it's time to go. All I could think is, how white is this country that they're walking around going, okay, crackers, it's time to go. So white's the people. Red is the color the people turn when they go on vacation. All right, you know what? Let's just teach you some Icelandic. How's that sound? You want to learn some Icelandic? Yeah. All right, so very first thing, I love that in Icelandic, the word for phone is sími. And there's a phone company called Síminn. It's exactly how it sounds. There's a phone company called Síminn. I really wish this company would take after Dunkin' Donuts, but instead of America runs on Dunkin', Iceland runs on Síminn. But I love the Icelandic language is over 1,000 years old, and you can really tell because if you Google translate Icelandic, it is super cavemanish. Like if you have a girlfriend, you want to say to her sweetly, "How is your day going today, honey?" It's hvað segir konan? What say you, woman mine? My favorite thing in Icelandic is ég er með bjór. I am with beer. I feel like that sounds more like a lonely Facebook relationship status. But you have to be careful, like, depending on how you pronounce Icelandic words, one letter different makes a whole hell of a difference. Like, take the word for Batman, for example. Leiðablokamadurinn. They could have gone with Batman, but they went with Leiðablokamadurinn. You imagining this shit? Like, na 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 Leiðablokamadurinn! But Leiðablokamadurinn is other black man. If you ask me, I think Icelanders just got confused in the 80s and thought Eddie Murphy was Batman. But like if you're going out for a night on the town, you want to get a popular Icelandic drink, a tavrateppi, which is a magic carpet. But if you get a tavrateppi, you got a magic penis. I also love that there's a difference between kirkja and kirkja, and I still don't hear a fucking difference. Kirkja and kirkja. I'm getting a voice in my head going, you're just saying the same damn word 2 times. But one means church, the other means strangle. Church and strangle. I grew up understanding those two meant the same thing. I'm going to leave you guys with this, though. I love the atheism here in Iceland. I love that I caught the end of an American tourist the other day asking an Icelander for directions. At the end of it, the American was like, all right, God bless y'all. The Icelander was like, no thanks. Thank you, guys. I'm Dan.
Give it go for Daniel, Saren. Yes. Do we have any Canadians in the room? Round of applause. No, we don't. You're Canadian. You're Canadian. All right, cool. All right. Why are you though? Are you Canadian? Why are you just staring at me? It's just a Canadian thing to do, though. Like stare. I don't know. Okay. All right. The next comedian on stage is actually Canadian. You guys Canadian? I don't care. Please give it up. He's one of the funniest motherfuckers in Iceland. Please give it up for very hilarious Mr. York Underwood, everybody. Canadian.
Oh, Canadian love. Thank you. Hi, guys. Hello. Nice cell phone. Good. Check it out. I'm from Canada. Huh? You like that? That's pretty good. Whereabouts? In the middle. Saskatchewan. Ooh, festive. Yeah, that's nice. I'm from Canada. It's a great place. It's actually -40 there right now. Yeah. Iceland's a better place to be than my home for weather. That's never been said. And Iceland's famous for its weather, obviously, because it's got the best weather there is. Mildly annoying all the time. Even in the summer, you're like, this is uncomfortable. And people still go out in shorts, so they're like, woo, we're partying, +9, woo! +9, woo, I'm going to get a freckle. I'm going to be the darkest guy in Iceland. It's great. Iceland's such a wonderful place. That's okay. You just had crossed arms. It's okay. Ladies, recently, they haven't been liking me too much, you know? Someone called me a creep the other day. Yeah, they're like, hey, quit being a creep. And I was like, what? I wasn't creep. I was standing and kind of listening to your conversation. I wasn't like... Like when I see a creep, I see like a cartoon character with a weird hat going like, "Mah, and I'll steal your kids too." You know? Like a guy with a bag that's empty at the start of the night, full at the end. Real creepy. That's creepy. Just some guy who's like, hey, I want to be your friend. They're like, creep, get out of here. You've insulted my personal space. That's what's so weird about young people these days, you know? Even though I'm kind of young, right? I'm on the edge, precipice. Like, I'm at the age where I don't take my shoes off at parties out of courtesy for the smell, you know? I don't have those young, fresh feet like people have. I've got worn, wear and tear. I got the type of fish where if you put like a type of feet where if you put fish on them, they go like, snack time. Ugh. You guys ever seen that? Fish that eat feet? Yeah, okay, good. Just making sure you're happy. That's nice. So, how are you enjoying Iceland, sir? It is really wonderful, isn't it? Huh? Just dark and one street? And super expensive? Oh, it's great. It's like going to like a prison island in the future. They're like, hey, do you want to spend all your future credits on Puffendalls? Yes, that'll be 4,000 credits. And you're like, that's not even a real currency. We know, we're not a real country. We're a bunch of blonde people from a marketing firm. It's just like Iceland's like Santa rebranded one day. They're like, hey, come to the North Pole. There's nothing here, but we'll sing to you. I assume that's true, right? Don't you think? No? How long have you been in Iceland? Why are you so upset? 2 days? Are you fucking insane? 2 days? You must feel like Bill Murray in Groundhog Day already. Well, another same day, one street. Let's do this. Hey, can we stare at the ocean again? They call it the call of the void. You know? It's the most popular way to kill yourself is just walk into the ocean and be like, fuck it. Because you just stare out into the sea and you're like, there's got to be someplace beautiful out there. Out there yonder. If only I could reach it. Damn it! Sneaker wave. Sneaker wave. Hello. No, it's great. It's a wonderful place. I love it. Have you guys been to the countryside yet? Ooh, the countryside. That's the real hero of Iceland. It's like, oh, this is like a city. Ooh, then you go to the countryside, you're like, I'm going to be murdered. This is like a BBC drama. It is a BBC drama. It's called Trapped. That's the name of the show. It's the most popular show ever to come out of Iceland, Trapped. And people are like, let's go there. No one wants to escape or anything. No, it's wonderful, obviously. It's great. There's no crime, really, that they report. Right? That's like their big thing. Like, because everyone's related, so most family disputes are just decided at the swimming pool. They're like, okay, you killed my brother, but we don't want to fuck up the statistics. We got to think about tourism. Let's just bury him somewhere and move on. I'll make another one. It's fine. I don't know if you've noticed this about Icelanders. They all look the same. Yeah, and I can say that. That's not even racist because they're the ones committing incest, you know? If they're going to defy God's law, I think I can comment. I think I earn a right to interject and say, excuse me, that is your sister, sir! Remove your penis immediately! And she can't have babies from her mouth? What are you doing? He was confused. He's from the countryside. He's used to fucking sheep. She had a beard. He just assumed it was the same thing. Now you guys are wondering, you're like, what does a sheep's asshole actually look like? It kind of looks like Santa's beard without eyes. It's true. Every so often when they overclip a tail, I just put googly eyes on the top and it scares the shit out of people. Just looks like there's an elf peeking over a hill looking at you like, that's sheep shit, by the way. I'm an actor. No, but Iceland's a great place. It's a wonderful place where people get together and they solve problems with stories and poetry and music. Yeah. You know how many Santa Clauses there are in Iceland? 13. You know why? Because they needed a Santa Claus for every different father of the child. They're like, hey, when's that other dad coming? Well, that pot licker will be here one fucking day. If he ever pays his child support, that son of a bitch. The other guy stiffed me. Old stiffy legs. Hate that bastard. You'd have to know Icelandic folklore to get that one. It's true. I don't know if you've read the Icelandic sagas. They're tales of violence and hardship. Not a lot of musicals came out of Iceland. You know? Not people who weren't just like, hey, we're all dying and we're fucking our sister. They had nothing to sing about. But they had great stories of woe and pain. Right? That's why you guys came here. For the aurora. Think about how smart these people are at sales. They took a place like this, basically a deserted moon rock of a country. Nothing grows. They have to import vegetables from Spain that are rotten when they get here, but we eat them. Oh, salad is delicious. It tastes like botulism. Mmm. It's true. But think about how smart they are, Icelanders, how tricky. You're here, right? Why'd you come? Because you saw a photo. You saw a photo, and you're like, that could be me! I could stand above that gracious waterfall and look down into the souls of the gods, and Instagram would adore me. Oh, sweet Odin, the Allfather, take me there! And let me pay $100 for a swimming pool. Yay, 2 swimming pools. Yay, a sauna. $100. And for an extra $200, you can look at the sky. My God, where did this come from? Take my money, you bearded, wondrous elves. Oh, sweet Lord, the sky! Ooh, sky! You are so big and mighty! This is better than my trip to Paris, yes! In Paris, I had sex and saw things and had food, but here, I am under the realm of the sky! And the worst part is, it isn't even always on. You pay the $200 and like, sorry, it's off. See you later. Meow. Got a flight to catch. Probably be late. Might crash. See you later. Goodbye. Enjoy WoW Air. Night night.
Keep it going for York Underwood. Jesus. So right about Northern Lights. All right, the next student on stage, he's Icelandic. He's been one of my favorite comedians for years. Please give it up for Mr. Þórhallur Þórhallsson. Come on. Round of applause, please.
All right, how's everybody doing? Okay. Now I'm just thinking about sheep's asshole. And with googly eyes. It turns me on. The googly eyes, not the asshole. It's just the googly eyes. Yeah, that's why I like Arnór. Yeah. So, but who was the people that didn't know who Chris Farley is? Was that you? That's the strangest thing I've heard in my life. So I googled him. So, Tommy Boy, Beverly Hills Ninja. No, this guy. Yeah, you know Chris Farley. They know Chris Farley. I knew it. Let's give it up. Yeah, come on. It was really strange. He didn't know who he was. So, but I'm Icelandic. I have a really Icelandic name, Þórhallur. Yeah. But So how many non-Icelanders are here tonight? Okay, if you're just raising your hair, I can't see shit because the lights are in my eyes. So if you're non-Icelandic, could you say... Okay, that's about 38, okay? Icelandic people, could you say... Two people, I like it, and you actually did it. Come on, yeah. And so people outside of Iceland, they so you wanna try to say my name? Þórhallur? Sounds like you've been drinking a lot. You sound like my mom during Christmas now. And it's like, That's a funny name. I was like, just say you love me once. No, I wasn't. You're like, yeah, okay, mom. What? Go out. And yeah, she's not a loving person. But she doesn't even drink. I'm just lying a lot. She's never at the show, so I lie a lot about my mom. And she's really short, so like she's always like, "Are you still making just fun, like jokes about me?" I was like, "Yeah." See, like, I feel like you owe me money. I'm like, "Come and collect it, bitch." Really short. Huh? Hey, okay. You must be Icelandic. And really drunk. Look. It's actually my dad, so this is awkward. Actually, really. Daddy, But yeah, so most people outside of Iceland, they call me Thor. Thor, like the thunder god. Who knows who Thor the thunder god is? Yeah. What a guy. It's not just because our names are quite similar at the beginning, Þórhallur, Thor, it's also because we kind of look like each other. But just women laughed at that. Okay, I mean, I can admit his hammer might be a little bit bigger than mine, but it's not the size of the hammer, it's how you use it. And I don't know how to use it. But, the legend goes that Thor had this hammer, and if he would swing his hammer, he could create lightning to strike down on his enemies. If I would swing my hammer, I mean, it wouldn't create lightning, but it's kind of like a burning sensation going on. But it will strike fear in my enemies' hearts. Yeah. I have anxiety. That's why I decided to become a comedian. Trying to be funny for people that you don't know. It's not anxious at all. Bye, Dad. No, you're my dad. Yeah, I'm sorry. I always forget. Yeah, thank you. My dad said I'm good. Oh. He doesn't remember my name, but he said it was good. Yeah. He actually made love to a sheep's asshole, and that's how I was born. And Björk, yeah, that's how that. Who knows Björk? Yeah, she's a wonderful. She talks about the sky and the elves. They give out some inspirational farts, and the inspirational farts goes out to the countryside, and everybody breathes in, and we become artists. That's Björk. She actually speaks perfect English. This is all fake. She's like, oh, an interview. All right, I am Björk now. You know, I'm really weird. So. All right, thank you so much. You know, she's yeah, that's just how it is. But yeah, I have anxiety, and I think I was actually born in a panic attack. I just came out of my mom like crying and screaming. I was like, not ready for this. And it was the best 9 months of my life when I was in there. It was a safe space. So when I was coming out, I had like my mom had like claw marks from the inside. I was like, I don't want to go. So I've been trying to go back there since. And my mom is like, you're 35 years old, stop trying to go into my vagina. I was like, do you know how high rent is in Iceland? Yeah, it's really, and she's like, okay. And yeah, like, it's like I told you, she's really short, so she's like, I do all the walking, Yeah, no, sometimes she's like, is it like too late to get like an abortion for a 35-year-old? They're like, yeah, we're trying. Like, he seems to like this. Choke me, Did I say that out loud? Okay. But yeah, a few years ago, I went to this place here in Iceland called Kvíðameðferðarmiðstöðin. Yeah, it's a word. And yeah, it's like a mental health clinic. And I went there and because I just wanted to get like a diagnosis. I knew there was a lot of things wrong with me, but I didn't have like the official like what is it called, the syndrome. Like I just want to get like a doctor to give me a document with like a stamp on it, like you officially cray. Like, thank you, like, And so I went there and I was like, how does this work? They were like, yeah, you have to take a test. And you're like, when I hear the word test, because I'm anxious, I was like, I remember all the times I have to take a test in my life, and it doesn't always goes well or good. Yeah, I once took a personality test. I failed. Yeah, but take this test. I took the test, and the results were like, yeah, you have super anxiety. I was like, that's better than a normal one. Sounds like actually like a superpower. It's like super anxiety, man. He's like, are you gonna help us? No. Just gonna go home and cry. But we have a situation here. Yeah, that makes me anxious. And then, yeah, and I also have social anxiety, which basically means I'm afraid of people that I don't know. Hi. And so I was like, so what's the next step? What's the solution? You're like, yeah, and they're like, yeah, so we have this group therapy for people with social anxiety. I'm like, could you say that again? Yes, we have group therapy for people with social anxiety. I'm like, so let me get this straight. So a bunch of people that don't like other people, yes, are stuck in a room together with other people, yes, and they can't go out, yes. You like? And I was like, no, I do not. So I still have social anxiety. They actually wanted me to pay as well, like pay. Like, no. But, most people, suffer from a little bit of anxiety, and that's just normal. Maybe you have a job interview or something. That's normal. But I have, like I said, super anxiety. And, but, in some situations in your life, you get anxious, and you just want to fit in. You don't want to be cool. I remember when I was like 10, I was in Spain with my mom and my dad, and there was another family there. And this one night, it was just me, my dad, and his friend, and we were just walking downtown Spain. nice place, really nice place. And I said to them, like, you know what, guys? I'm feeling kind of loco tonight, and like I want to get my ear pierced. They were like, us too, and we were like, let's do it. Tres amigos. We were so crazy, you know. And so we got our ear pierced, and I felt like I'm so fucking cool, you know. I was so excited to come back home, show all my friends how cool I was, and so I came back home with my ear pierced, 10 years old, the only guy in the classroom. So I just came in like, notice anything different? And they were like, no. I'm like, got my ear pierced. I'm cool, you know, whatever, no biggie. And they were like, it's not cool, you know. And they were like, but why did you get it in that ear, on that side? I was like, what do you mean? The right side, that's the gay ear. And I'm like, they own an ear? And like, who decided which ear was the gay ear? There was like a international convention of gay people. They're like, well, first matter on the agenda, we have to decide which ear is the gay ear. They were like, the right one, clearly, you know. And so, that didn't work out well for me. And, you know, being anxious, you know, like the first time you have sex in your life, you get pretty anxious. I was like, I'm gonna fuck this up. I fuck most things up, so I'm like, I'm gonna come too fast. I'm gonna put it in your ear or something. I don't know what I'm doing, and it's gonna be the gay ear. And the first time I had sex in my life, it didn't go well. I got chlamydia. To be fair, here in Iceland, if you don't have chlamydia, that basically means you're a virgin. Yeah. I mean, Iceland is the only place in the world you actually take a condom to a family reunion. It's a joke. We don't take condoms to a family reunion. We trust our family. Like, you got yourself checked? All right, let's do it, uncle. You know. Uncle, oh my God. We don't say, oh my God. We are atheists. Oh my Odin, you know, welcome to Asgard. So, my name is Thor. Hope you're going to enjoy the rest of the night. Thank you so much.
Keep it going, Thor, everybody. Yes. All right. Great. The next comedian on stage was... all right, I don't care. What? Okay, the next comedian on stage is... he was in the show. Was anybody here, like, last night? You guys were? You guys aren't from Mexico, are you? Okay, that's good. If you weren't, all right, if you're gonna get the contest, I look like a racist. I do. I'm sorry. I'm not, but I like, keep calm, England. Jesus Christ. Give a round of applause for England. Just saying my ass. Are you guys ready for the next comedian, though? All right, you guys are gonna love him. Please give it for Mr. Stepnit. He's an Icelander, all right.
Isn't it great for a comic when the host metaphorically shits his pants in your intro? Yeah, he said I'm one of the locals. I don't really sound like a local, so I sort of have to prove it sometimes, give you ID and stuff. But I'm actually so local, it's ridiculous. You know, because, all right, Iceland is cold and dark, like 9 months out of the year. And we've been here for 1,000 years. So we got bored. So we wrote everything down. So we have, like, records of whenever everybody was born and who belongs to whom and all of that, right? So I can trace my lineage pretty far back. I can actually go back to a valley in Norway back in the year 640. But, you know, if you go 2 blocks that way, in the basement of one of the hotels, there's this archaeological dig of the settlement of what is believed to be the first guy here in the year 874, right? Now, I'm a direct descendant of his, 31 generations down, right? And I live 2 blocks that way. So in 1,200 years, I've moved 4 blocks. That's how local I am, thank you. Okay? Anyway, guy before was talking about anxiety. just him talking about anxiety had me in a bit of an anxiety attack, to be honest. Any of you guys have anxiety? And I'm talking, I'm not talking the regular anxiety where, like you said, job interview, or like your kid was lighting fires in school, so you had to go see the principal, or blah, blah, blah. No. That's like, or, you had to convert oxygen to CO or whatever. No. That's regular anxiety. I'm talking super anxiety, like he was talking about. Because I get real anxious for the show. This is my favorite thing to do, by the way. Stand-up comedy, right? But I get so anxious for the show. I was still in bed in my PJs at 8:45, and the show starts at 9, right? Because I was thinking, if I get out of bed, I'm going to have to put on socks, man, right? You know where I keep my socks? I keep them lodged in the radiator right next to my bed. I don't have to get out of bed, put my feet on the cold floor or nothing. I just put on hot radiator socks, which are like a hug for your feet. But that makes me anxious. So yeah, I get a little anxious. Any of you get that sort of anxiety? Yeah? Where you at? Back there? All right. I can't see you, but they can, right? Y'all can see her? Yeah? All right. Now, you're probably having a bit of a panic attack right now, because everybody's looking at you and somebody's forcing you to be a part of the show. But if I stay with me, man, it's a thing. Now, if you were to disengage your brain a little bit from your panic attack, at that exact moment, what's your body doing? You're tense, right? Your muscles might be at like 15, 30%. You might even be sweating a little bit. Your heart's pounding. It's hard to get a deep breath in, right? Yeah. Right. How about, okay, now, step 2 of the thing. What's your favorite thing to do? I mean, it's such a favorite thing of yours that when you tell your friends or your family, your voice gets all weird, and you get all, and dogs start howling and shit. What's that thing of yours? What's your... Huh? Huh? Right. Now, a band you used to love but broke up are getting together for a final, like a farewell concert, and you got tickets, but you got a backstage pass too, and it's like VIP. You get to hang out with the guys, right? You are so excited you're about to wet your pants, right? Now, if you were to disengage your brain from that situation, what's your body doing? No way. You're tense? You're at like 15, 30%, sweating a little bit, heart pounding, hard to get a deep breath? Isn't that familiar? Doesn't that sound familiar? So it might be like a definition thing in your head, right? I figured this out at 12, because remember that kid that started fires in the bathroom at school? I was that kid. And my mom and dad went, I think the kid's broken. I think we have to have him tested, right? Because this wasn't the first scare, Because at 3, I stopped playing, I didn't do puzzles or play with crayons I ate them, but I didn't color anymore. And remember before TV had like the constant news crap when they don't have scheduled programming? Just the colorful screen and the beep. I watched that stuff for hours, man. So my mom and dad were worried and had me tested, right? Because they thought maybe the kid's autistic, yeah? But no, I was just turning blind. So I got glasses at 3.5. And they stopped looking into the autism thing. It was probably a mistake. Because at 12, trouble arose again. And they had me checked. But I hadn't had a manic episode, so they diagnosed me with depression and anxiety. And to be specific, it was social anxiety and what we in Icelandic called verkvíði, which is basically the anxiety you get before you start a task or a conversation or anything, really. So, great career choice, isn't it? But we have a no heckling policy, right? So if you try and bother me, we just throw you out. So I don't even need social skills for this thing. Hey. Anyway, at 12, I figured this out about the anxiety, right? But I get diagnosed with depression, which is terrible because I did a meds change in 2015 and went on a really strong cocktail of depressive medication. I was taking so many pills that, I was counting calories, and this was one of my meals of the day. It was 265 calories, just the pills. But really, that's when I had a manic episode, and boy, was it a good one. Because you know how, if you ever heard about bipolar disorder, it's when people are really depressed or so hyper that, they think they can fly and fart rainbows. Right? Well, in my manic episode, I thought I was part of an intergalactic task force sent on planet Earth to interbreed and genetically modify humankind so we could eradicate hatred and violence so that it could finally be reintroduced to the intergalactic community because we'd missed you since the Egyptians. Suffice it to say, through a lot of self-medication, I found peace. And this has been so scary, I'm going to step outside and find a bit more peace. You guys have been great.
Christ. All right, there we go. All right, good. Where you guys from? I don't give a fuck. No, I heard a message kind of thinking. I don't know. Honestly, if I'm being honest with you guys, I forgot who's the next comedian. Oh, shit! The next comedian on stage is actually one of my best friends. He can't. This is true, by the way. It's actually one of my best friends. He came in as a surprise. He was doing another gig. He wanted to come in, so I squeezed him in. Please give it up for the very hilarious, one of my top comics. Please give it up for Mr. Gísli Jóhann, everybody.
Hey, let's give it up for Ron Weasley, everyone. If he ate Harry Potter, that's so good. Oh, it's wonderful. Awesome. You guys are all here? You guys having a good time? Yeah? It's a Friday night in Iceland. It's awesome. Hey, quickly. By round of applause, who in here does not speak Icelandic? Yes! Yes! Good for you. Oh, it's so good. You don't speak Icelandic? Good job. That's so good for you. I'm so glad you didn't waste your time learning this dead language. It's a dead language. You're Icelandic? They know. It's a dead language. Icelandic people get angry at me all the time when I say that Icelandic is a dead language. They go, oh, no! What about all the poems? That's it. That's all they can come up with. But Icelandic is a dead language. You can fact check me on this. Statistically speaking, more people in the world speak Latin. Latin. The language of the Romans. Okay? They've been extinct for a while. Yeah. And more people speak Latin. Let's see. Okay, so Icelandic is only useful in Iceland, maybe. if you land on someone who doesn't speak Icelandic, someone who was born before 1900, then maybe Icelandic is useful. But nowhere else in the world is Icelandic. You've never seen this scene acted out. There's a special agent, like a spy. He's crawling through an air duct, right? And he comes upon a time bomb, and he radios in, and he's going hey, boss, there's a bomb. How do I disarm it? And the boss goes, I don't know. The instructions are in Icelandic. I don't know. I don't know if you cut the rauðvín or the gulvín. I don't know. This has never happened and never will. Never. I've never met anyone who's gone like, oh man, my life was awful. My life was so awful. I was unemployed, alcoholic. My cat hated me. And then I learned Icelandic. Oh boy, my life has been on the up and up. It's been so busy. I've been so busy traveling the world, translating the sagas. No one has ever told you this story and never will. Never will. I heard we had some Americans in here. Yeah, you guys are American? That's good. Boston. Wonderful. That's great. So good. Wonderful. Boston. That's good. You guys are American. Do we have any Canadians? I heard we had a half Canadian. You're half Canadian? But you identify as American? You're born and raised in the U.S. That's good. Because we get a lot of tourists here in Iceland. We do a lot of shows with tourists. And I like this. I like how because Canadians, I don't know if you noticed this, they never identify as Americans. Ever. 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 You ask a Canadian, like, where are you from? You guys are from America? They go, no! No! We're from Canada! Sorry. They don't. Geographically, Canada is in America. You should be able to identify as Americans, but no, you guys stole it. But I've also noticed a change in people from the States. 3 years ago, I wouldn't have had to ask you. You would just walked in here going, USA! 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 A bald eagle comes flying in. Ah! We're all free all of a sudden. But that's changed, hasn't it? It's changed. These days, when you ask people from the United States, where are you from? You guys sound like you just got out of like an abusive relationship. A little bit. I know, you still are. We ask, like, where are you from? You guys go, we're from the United States of America, and we eat the rest of the world. We have to be like, no, it's okay, it's fine, it's not you, it's him, it's him, it's him. And you guys just gotta stay strong, and you'll be great again. It's gonna be good. Oh, it's good. We're all here in Iceland. It's great. It's so amazing. It's so great. It's so dark. So, is there anyone in here from like a country that has the sun all the time, a sunny country? Yeah, where are you guys from? Really? No way. You're from Portugal? I love Portugal. That's good. I'll talk to you. So you're from Portugal. You guys have the sun all the time. What's it like? No, tell me about it. Please. I beg you, please tell me about the sun. We don't have the sun here almost all the time. If you look at this picture on the wall, this is actually a picture of the Icelandic summer. That's a fact. These used to be as well, but then they got the local orphanage to draw on them, so it's good. Sharing with the community, that's good. Did you know here in Iceland, they actually spike our milk? Did you know that? They spike our milk. Yeah, the government, they spike our milk. They put vitamin D. They put the sun into our milk so we don't kill ourselves. Literally. So if you're lactose intolerant, you're fucked. You're fucked. Oh, it's so bad. I recently went to Portugal. Yeah, last year I went to Portugal. I'm amazed you guys are here. I didn't know you could afford to travel. But Well, it's good. You guys are here. It's wonderful. I love Portugal. Portugal is amazing. It was so good. Have you ever guys like visited a place where it's so good being there that coming back home was hard? Like you had like a readjustment period coming back home to your own country? Like as a kid, you'd go to a friend's house and he had a PlayStation, right? And you'd hang out and play Crash Bandicoot. Everything was awesome. And then you had to come back home and play with rocks and bones. That's what it felt like coming back home to Iceland. It was awful. Because in Portugal, they had 30 degrees Celsius weather. For the Americans, it's 1.5 billion Fahrenheit, I think. And 2 bananas. I don't know if Fahrenheit works. Fuck off. But it was so good. I did stand-up comedy in Portugal. It was great. After the show, the Portuguese comedians, they came up to me and they were like, hey, you do stand-up comedy in Iceland? And I went, yeah. And they were like, do you get paid a lot? I went, they pay us in beer. Which is a lot of money when you find out how much beer costs in Iceland, okay? That's a month's wage if you have a habit, okay? But it was so good. It was so good. Like on the first day in Portugal, I went to the ATM, right? And I withdrew like €100 bill. And I went up to my friend who I was visiting. I was like, hey, it's my first day here in Portugal. How about we go a little crazy, right? A little loose. Maybe you go to the bar or something, buy a couple of drinks. He said, how much money did you withdraw? I said, €100. He said, you can buy 100 beers. 100 beers! And I did. I bought 100 beers. I was like, you get a beer, 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 I get a beer. I'm a king here. It's amazing. So good. And drugs are legal there? Yes. Drugs are legal there? Well, they're not legal, but they're not illegal, right? Okay? This is like a very fine gray line. But still, on every street corner, there was a guy going, hashish, marijuana, cocaine. And I was like, yes, please. Por favor. Obrigado, senor. Such service. So good. Here in Iceland, it's different. You call up your drug dealer, you're like, hey, I need cocaine. Your drug dealer is like, yeah, I can get it to you on Thursday. Thursday? I don't think you know how cocaine works, okay? I'm making bad decisions now, okay? I'm not going to schedule in on Thursday after yoga. Cocaine. That's not how that works, sir. My name is Gísli, and you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Keep it going for Gísli Jóhann. Yes. Are you guys in the mood for one more comedian? Oh, yeah. Come on, keep it going for one more comedian, right? Yes, this guy's hilarious. You guys are going to love him. Please give it up for Mr. Helgi Steinar, everybody. All right, Secret Cellar, how you guys doing? Hey, keep it going for Arnór Daði. He's kicking ass hosting tonight, ain't he? Thank you, Arnór. 2 people like you. Good. Great. Wonderful. You guys having a good time? Fuck yeah. Good. This is a nice audience we have. We got Icelanders? Yeah. All right. Tourists? Yeah. See, that's our sole source of income right now. It's wonderful. No, it's great. I mean, this is the thing is because most Icelanders, most of the comedians who do comedy here, this is how we start our careers, doing comedy shows for mostly drunk, pissed off tourists who are only here because they all had their Northern Lights tours canceled. And we know that's the reason, too, because there's always, like, one American in the back, like, I don't understand. Why don't they just turn them on? Also, if I'm staying at Grand Hotel, where can I go see the volcano? I want to throw a penny in it, make a wish. We're like, throw yourself in it, make us a wish. No, we like tourism. I mean, the thing is, tourism is obviously a very controversial issue in Iceland at the moment. We like your money, but let's just give you the numbers here. There's about 300,000 Icelanders, and I think for last year, we took in 3 million tourists for the whole year. Just in case you're wondering why your Airbnb costs more than your car.
No, it's great. I mean, we like tourists. We like chatting with them after the shows. But a lot of my friends and family, though, they seem to have an issue with tourists. My grandma, for example, she's a nice, sweet lady, but 4 or 5 glasses of red wine deep, she just starts going on a rant. Like, I don't even recognize my own country anymore. I cannot even walk down the river without hearing somebody speaking outlandish. I'm like, that's not a word, Grandma. Also, good thing you mentioned that, because I used to live in Edinburgh, Scotland, and thanks to WoW Air and their 5,000 return plane tickets, I couldn't walk down Princess Street without hearing, "Oh, goodness! Are you seeing how cheap everything is here? Sika, have you been to H&M? I bought 15 shirts. Okay, 2 o'clock, tähty mida." That's my favorite Icelandic euphemism ever. Tähtum ida. If you guys are going to learn any Icelandic tonight, it's that. The euphemism in Iceland for getting drunk is tähtum. Fall into it. Like, you can really tell how a country handles alcohol by its language. Americans like, "Yeah, man, let's get shit-faced." British people are like, "Yeah, mate, let's get fucking wankered." What about you, Iceland? What do you do? "Oh, we just fall down." Oh, just wasting no time there, No, drink is fine. I've been trying to cut down on my drinking a lot because I realized something about myself. Like, like a lot of people when they get drunk, they like drunk text, drunk dial. Some people like drunk Amazon. That's the best one, right? You just black out, and like 2 days later, UPS is just backing up an aircraft carrier into your front lawn. It's wonderful. Apparently what I do is I drunk book shows. Like, this is real. Like, I drink here at the shows. I go home and I just end up sending a bunch of emails around the world. Just spin the globe and go there. Just to give you an example, and this is real. If you guys want to check this out after the show, I can show it to you. I woke up to this email. "Thank you for contacting us. We have reviewed your videos and would be happy to host you in our land." I'm like, fuck, what Borat country did I fucking message this time? "Please send us an email with some pictures and preferred dates, and we will transfer you details regarding visas and security. All the best, Comedy Club Palestine." Now, when your alcoholism is getting you closer to getting killed by an Israeli F-16 than liver failure, probably a good idea to, start shooting up something else. But this is true because, like, I do this a lot. Like, I just got back from the Ukraine 2 weeks ago. I headlined a show in Kiev that I have no recollection of booking. I just showed up there like, "Okay, what do I do? Like, is there something I shouldn't talk about?" He's like, "Yeah, maybe do not talk about the East versus West." I'm like, "Okay, can I make fun of Russia?" He's like, "Yes, please, we like this." I was like, "Okay, but you said it's, controversial. Like, what if I make fun of Russia and there's somebody in the crowd who likes Russia? Are they going to beat me up after the show?" It's like, "Yeah, maybe." No, it was crazy. I mean, it was like 50-50, like Ukrainians, Russians. I got heckled really badly, too. There's these, like, 2 really drunk Russian girls just shouting at me, "Shut up! Get off stage! You're not funny!" I was just like, "What's wrong, princess? Are you not enjoying the show?" It's like, "No!" I was like, "Of course not. You're Russian. The only thing you enjoy is beating up gay people." That's exactly how they responded, too. I mean, seriously, could somebody please explain to me the deal with homophobia in that country? Like, does Russia not realize they produce the highest number of male ballet dancers and figure skaters on Earth? Like, yes, in Russia, we hate the gay, but we love the bourgeois ballet. They're all such tight pants-wearing, like Comrade Putin, shirtless, riding stallion. Fucking... Oh, this is wonderful, man. You guys are a good crowd. I like this. This is the thing, is because you can't always expect, people to show up to your show. You can't always expect a good crowd, too. I've learned this the hard way, too. I mean, like I said, I used to live in Edinburgh, Scotland. I tour England a lot. England, people, yeah. Whereabouts in England you guys are? Norwich. Okay, so I'm educated in America. London or outside of London? Outside London, okay. No, the thing is, so last time I was in England, I was touring with a guy named Tom State. He's a Canadian comedian, does the UK a lot. And we did Bath, Bristol, and Northampton. Bristol is really cool. It's like a nice uni town, really, hip, kind of cool. I did not know what posh meant until I went to Bath and Northampton. And even as I'm saying this right now, I was doing this bit at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival last year. There was a woman sitting in the front, went, actually, it's pronounced Bath. No, it's pronounced fuck off. But it was crazy because, we did the rondo. Have you guys ever been to Bath? Yeah, so you guys might be able to help me out with this because I don't know if people in Bath are only allowed to go to comedy shows like 5 minutes after their dog dies or what. But we showed up to the Rondo Theater in Bath. It was really excited. It was like 200 people. It was like my first big gig in the UK. And they're like, come on stage. I'm like, all right, Rondo Theater, how you guys doing? Yeah, you're right, mate. I was like, all right, that's my time, thank you. And I just died on my ass for like 20 minutes. It was one of the worst shows I've done. So after the show, we go to, there's a pub right around the corner. And I meet this woman who was at the show, and I was like, hey, it seemed kind of dead in there. She's like, oh, no, the thing is, you're really good. It's just, the problem is, you have an American accent. Because, that's what Brits always do when they're giving you a backhanded. They do that upward inflection thing with their head. You're just quite shit, I was like, what's wrong with the accent? He's like, no, just a lot of Brits get quite turned off by the American accent. Right, because, Scouse, Cockney, and Danny Dyer all sound like fucking Greek siren songs. And I was like, well, but she went on to explain. She said, no, it's because a lot of Brits, they associate the American accent with like loud, obnoxious American tourists. And I was like, you know what? Fair enough. I mean, I grew up in the U.S., which is where my accent comes from, and I work in tourism as well, so I know exactly what she's talking about. I mean, American tourists can be a little loud and obnoxious, right? Do you guys agree with that? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Here's my second question. Have you guys ever been to a place called Benidorm? I love that you guys are already ahead of me on this, because I guarantee you, any Brit who thinks Americans are the ones who are loud and obnoxious when they travel has never witnessed a stag do on board Ryanair before. Like, I've been on domestic flights in the UK, Manchester to Southampton. It is a short Flybe twin prop flight. That did not stop 15 lads on a stag do from marching up and down the aisle, pantsless like a fucking New Orleans-style swing band. Da, 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 da. Punch. We haven't even reached cruising altitude yet. But yeah, Americans have that nasal thing, so fuck them. But no, it's not that American tourists are loud and obnoxious. I think my theory is that the ones who do travel, the Americans who do travel, they kind of understand that over the last few years, decades, their country has had some, let's call them PR problems. So they always have to feel like, they have to show how good they are by traveling and being really overly enthusiastic about everything. I see it here in Iceland as well. Drop them off at Thingvellir. It's like, oh my God, is this like the Thingvellir Park? Oh my God, a sheep, Neato. Oh my word. Hey, John, look, they have beer here. I know, just like back in Wisconsin. What? Does it taste like Miller Lite? Hold on. No, it's good. It doesn't taste like pee at all. No, I mean, we do, that's one of the things I do like about meeting other people from different parts of the world, and also traveling, because I've kind of come to realize something, going around the world, meeting people, doing shows, and that is that, like we do live in a fucked up world, right? I mean, you turn on the news, it's always wars, it's a military action, it's like sanctions, everything, like the world's just going to shit. But then you meet all these people here, and we're all drinking, having fun, and I'm wondering, like, how is it that we as a society can all get along, yet, world leaders can't? And I think it's just that we're all getting shit-faced. I think that, we're just getting drunk. And I was thinking to myself, why don't we just for 1 year give this a go? Why don't we just go ahead and get the UN drunk, right? You can imagine this, have like Britain, Russia, France, China, everybody in one room just knocking back pints. I mean, I haven't worked out all the details yet. I'm sure Russia gets a little too belligerent after their 9th shot of vodka. Starts going after America, like, listen, America. In the Russia, we're tired of hearing about these allegations of hacking your election. We do not even know how democracy works. Well, that's just because you're not freedom, This is not adjective, comrade. Look, America is just trying really hard right now to defeat ISIS and do the economy and just make America great again. And you're just making it really hard. I mean, nobody even wants to immigrate to America anymore. Yeah, right. See, that's the problem, is. It's all these immigrants coming over here, right? Speaking Muslim, right? See, that's why right now we're working with the DUP in Northern Ireland to try to stop these migrants from coming here, eating our steak pies and drinking our flat as fuck beers. That's what we believe. Ain't that right, DUP? We don't even believe in abortions. And while we're on the subject, we're not too keen on that whole evolution thing either. I think it might be a plot by the Catholic Church to convert monkeys. Right, both of yous can get the fuck right. All you're doing is instigating more violence. Scotland didn't need any more religious violence. You already have Glasgow. You know what? You guys are all just fake news. I'm so tired of fake news. I don't know what to do with it anymore. Oh, sure, man. 我告诉你啊，在我们中国 sorry. In China, we just take a fake news and shoot them. Really? That sounds like a waste of bullet. In Russia, we just poison them like crazy housewife. China, you will not use the poison? Only to make toys. Yeah, we heard about your poisoning Russia. You better stop it or we're going to kick your ass. Yes, please, invade Russia. That plan has never failed. No. We're going to get our friends with us. Right, friends? Oh, mon Dieu, qu'est-ce que tu fais? Have you not read Napoleon? Écoutez-moi, c'est pas possible. It is not possible. Also, Le France does not fight the wars. We just go to the cafe to have sex, no? All right, fine, be that way. Germany, what about you? Yeah, the thing about that is we're still paying for the last time we tried that, so... Dankeschön, we're just gonna go back to making some techno music. 방영섬산 김정일산 번세요. Yeah, right. I think someone needs to call North Korea a taxi. Yeah, North Korea is such a goddamn lightweight. Hey, is anybody driving? Oh, Colombia, you said you had a car, right? Todos ustedes son hijos de putas gringos, putas Naciones Unidas, todos hablan de no hacer nada aquí. En Colombia damos dos opciones, plata o plomo. Yeah, Roy, he's fucked as well, mate. Listen, I think it just might be time to head back to the hotel. What? Go home? But it is only 4 a.m. In Iceland, nobody goes home until 8 a.m. Jesus Christ, Iceland, why do you drink so much? Very simple. When you're drunk, you don't realize it's your cousin. As I can tell, you guys have been absolutely amazing. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy the rest of your stay. You've been amazing.
Keep it going, Hank. Stay on, everybody. Jesus Christ. The show is over. But our night is not. We're going to do some karaoke, guys. Yes. Are you good at singing? You're not? Then you're perfect for karaoke. Jesus Christ. No, but honestly, like, the show was free. If you pay to get in here, you get gypped. But, like, no, the show is free. But I'm going to leave a little tip box. If you want to support the comedies, and if you like the show, and you like the comedians, please kick back a little bit and put some money in there. We're going to have, like, a 10, maybe 15-minute break, right? Tabe. 10, 15 minutes? Yes. Happy hour? Yes! Happy hour until then. And then we're going to do some karaoke. Get fucked up on a Friday. Sing some karaoke. Put some money in a box, maybe. Yeah. All right. But also, you guys have been amazing. Please give yourselves a round of applause. Oh, thank you. We got money from a comedian. All right. So, oh, yes. Yes, that's great. I lost my... All right. What am I doing? Right. Give yourselves a round of applause. You're an amazing audience. Let's do some karaoke. Get fucked up, all right? Thank you for the show.